Alright, how's everybody doing? In today's video, I am going to be doing a little bit of gameplay, side-by-side comparison of controller versus mouse and keyboard. I used to be a controller main back in Cold War, and then I sold my Xbox and I got a PC, and I mainly moved over to mouse and keyboard. And by the end of the video, I'm trying to help you guys maybe reach a conclusion of what you want to play. I know there might be a little bit of arguing in the comments about what's truly better, what isn't, whatever. But I want you guys to actually consider both sides before you agree whether you just think one is way overpowered than the other, blah blah blah. I think that they both have their pros and cons, and I'll be doing a little bit. This was live commentary, recorded live whenever the gameplay was actually happening, so you might hear a little bit of button clicking in the background and whatnot, but just try to ignore that. But I appreciate you guys for clicking on the video, and thank you for the view. Leave me a comment about your opinion on the matter. I know there's a lot of controversy around the topic. I'm one who thinks that controller is just way overpowered. Just give it a try, because I played a few games here, and I mean, for me, only playing for maybe like an hour with a controller, I feel like it was coming back to me. The aim assist does feel a little bit sticky through walls and whatnot. I don't feel like that should be even a thing, but it is, so we could sit here and complain about the matter, or maybe we should all just be on controller because the majority of the player base is on Xbox and PlayStation. So maybe before we sit here and come up with a conclusion, we should just give it a try our own, inform our own opinions, and not listen to what some YouTuber said, aka myself. But mouse and keyboard is better for sniping. In most gunfights, I feel like I would have won, for example in Warzone, if I was on a controller. I will add that. But that said, I feel like if I sat here and played controller all the time, I would be probably just about as good as I am on a mouse and keyboard. I can't say that for sure because I haven't done it. If you guys want me to commit to playing on controller and maybe forming a more long-standing opinion, let me know down in the comments if that's something you guys would want to see. Maybe I could stream it for you all. So just let me know your feedback in the comments down below. Alright, I'm going to switch you guys over to the live commentary and my thoughts live while I was playing. I feel like if I was playing like a game mode like Infected or something, for example, where you're not like as sporadic, like looking around everywhere, you know how like most people will hide at the end of the game just to make it fun, you know. I feel like in a game mode like that, with the people hiding, I feel like I would just be able to find them, like, laying down in a corner just because I felt my aim assist pulling my screen to the side. That seems like, I don't know, that's just an example that I could think of to tell you guys. Like, I feel my screen being pulled without me doing it, even. No, I'm not doing good, or nothing like that, I'm not. Okay, I can't aim my throwing knives. I used to play on controller. Not in a very long time, not since Cold War. Cold War is when I made the switch over to PC, and then I got rid of my Xbox and stuff, so I never really had a controller. There was no point in me to have one. But we are going to give this a whirl for a couple games here, see how it goes. I can definitely feel it being sticky as far as aiming goes. Now, I'm not really biased. I used to be a controller only player back in Cold War, but like I said, it's just like, I don't know, now with all the hype surrounding, you know, whether mouse keyboard's better or controller is better, I think it really just depends on your personal preference. But I do like the freedom of mouse and keyboard. Yeah, it was a huge learning curve, took a while to learn. I know everyone says that aim assist just plays the game for you, and it's a little sticky, I think, but that's just a simple patch if they really think it was that big of a problem. Sometimes I die though, and you can tell it was just aim assist doing all the aiming, mostly. Like right now, I haven't played a controller in I don't know how long, And I can already tell you it's like second nature kinda. I kinda wanna take it to a custom game and just like try it out with like bots or something and just see how like really sticky it is, because you know there's a constant movement going on in games and it's hard to tell really because I'm trying to fight people back that's shooting me. I could definitely see how people would say it's a little strong, but I don't think it's overpowered necessarily. We'll play it a few more games here, get used to it, and we'll see how I feel then. See, like there, locking onto that shipping container was kind of nuts. Like, I wasn't even touching my thumbstick and it was like dragging me over, so I was able to automatically know that guy was there and kind of like get ready to shoot him. Like even right there, you see how like it moved my screen up to like his face? Mouse and keyboard, that never happened. The stickiness of the aim assist is kinda crazy. Going from none, which that's fine, it probably does need it honestly. It would be hard to precision aim, especially I'd say at ranges. I feel like it's probably the hardest to hit shots on would be my controller, which is fair. Which I'm not claiming to be some like pro gamer or something, like, and this is hardcore, obviously. But like, as far as just like the snappiness of when you're like close to mid-range feels good, not gonna lie. And I'm on an old controller. Like one of the thumbsticks ain't even got no rubber on it. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's just like whatever you want to play it. But like, I'm just doing a little experiment here. Aim assist does seem pretty sticky for someone who ain't played it in a while. Even I'm on my regular account. Just switch the input over to controller. I got default aim assist on. I think it's all my aim assist settings I think are just on default. And it's really sticky. Like here, I'm obviously missing my shots. That was on me, not the game. Let's see here. We'll keep trying it a little bit, and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, like there, I feel like those shots should have been hitting, but they wasn't. I'm gonna try something here. I'm just gonna walk out into a lane and, well, I'm gonna try to, and see how like locky it is. It's gonna be hard to do that in hardcore. Like, you have to have like decent like positioning with your aim. But like, if I continue to play on this and got used to like the controller settings and stuff again, I feel like most of the shots that I'm like, most people, I feel like I would get more kills. Basically, is what I'm trying to shoot a sentry gun right now and it ain't working out. Like most gunfights I get into, I feel like I would win if I was on controller versus mouse and key, just because you got that little bit of assistance just kind of helping you stay on target. I'm not the best mouse and keyboard player. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I've noticed on controller though, it kind of seems like the further you are away from somebody, like the least amount of aim assist you get. I don't know that for a fact. It seems to kind of feel that way, but it could just be me. Like there, I didn't even know that there was another guy back there. I was just trying to shoot the girl, and my aim assist like pulled me down to shoot the guy on the ground, then like flicked back up. I'm gonna play one more game here of controller, and then I'll switch back to PC for a couple of games, or well, sorry, mouse and keyboard for a couple of games, and then we'll see how that looks and maybe talk some more about the two. I will say this: it's nice being able to use my each individual finger for some of the keybinds on mouse and keyboard, because my controller doesn't have paddles or anything like that. It's just a base default controller, and also having mouse buttons and my entire hand to aim. And just going completely non-biased, I think that just picking a controller up for the first time in like a year, I would say mid to close range controller is definitely way better. The game does seem to hold your hand a little bit as far as aiming goes. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. I think they both have their pros and cons. But for like just like straight up running and gunning, which is my kind of play style, I think I prefer controller over mouse and keyboard. I think it's stronger. With that said, do I think I'm going to go and completely switch over to controller? No, I don't think I will switch. I like mouse and keyboard, and plus I got a double monitor set up here. It's just more accessible. It's easier to move things around, and when I'm streaming, it's easy to just, if I want to change like an overlay or something, it's easy just to grab my mouse and swap it over, tab out of the game for just a sec, and then come right back in, and then mouse be on screen and be ready to go. Not have to set my controller down and be out of the fight completely. I can still have my hand on my keyboard and ready to go. Yeah, I could see how, like, in a competitive sense, controller versus mouse and keyboard, I would understand why some people think that aim assist is a little bit too strong. Do I think they'll change it? Probably not, because most of their player base, I would say, is coming from PlayStation and Xbox, and not many Xbox or PlayStation players are going to have to, hook up a keyboard just to be considered not meta, if you understand what I'm saying. Like I said, it's just really about your personal preference, what you have room for. I think that they both have ups and downs. Like now even, I can't really simulate exactly what's going to happen at every lobby and have it exactly the same to be able to perfectly compare. This is public matches. I mean, one game I'm going to have really sweaty players, one game I'll have not so good players. Next game might be not so good players, and then the next game after that it'd be tryhards. That's skill-based matchmaking. I think it really boils down to, it just depends who you're playing against. If you're playing against ranked play players that just sit here and play this game all day long, never play a different kind of game, then yeah, of course, aim assist is going to feel ridiculous. Just because it is sticky and you already got someone who has naturally good aiming. Say someone from like, I don't know, I can't even think of a good controller player that has natural good aiming. Like, let's say if Shroud sat down and really got good on a controller, right? And like had aim like he does without aim assist, and then he turned on aim assist, I know it would interfere some, but then like also having that intel of like when someone's coming around a corner, just seeing this screen move a little bit and knowing that someone's there, and just being able to, get ready to shoot somebody just based off the fact that his screen got turned a little bit with some like insane game sense type of stuff, then yeah, definitely I could understand why aim assist seems a little bit strong for certain people. But just a casual guy, I don't think you'll be seeing like a casual person on controller that doesn't play all the time. I don't think you'll see that big of a difference. Either or. That game was on mouse and keyboard as well, and look at my stats, not that great. It's just really about the kind of people you play against. I mean, you can find a demon on mouse and keyboard and you won't stand a chance no matter what you're on. So I guess you guys just need to decide what you want to use based off of your personal preference. Like me personally, I wouldn't mind switching to a controller. I live in a small house. I don't have a lot of room for my big desk with my double monitor setup and mouse and keyboard. I got like not even a foot that I can move my mouse, and I play on 1600 DPI to make up for that. So like, yeah, my aim would probably be a lot better if I had more room, or if I got a big nice monitor stand, but that's just not in the cards right now. So if you're limited on space, get the controller. If you have plenty of room, plenty of space, I would recommend a mouse and keyboard if you are on PC. If you're on a console, just use the controller that came with your console. You don't gotta have some big fancy setup to be decent at a game. And I'm not great. I have a big nice setup, a big computer, and 2 double monitors, mouse pad, with just a little bit of room. And I mean, look at my stats. They're not great. But I still play the game and still have fun. My highest kill streak's 18. It's just about the last people you play against, or, well, it's about the kind of lobbies you get, really. I feel like a lot of people in my lobbies are tryhard, and I got a .99 KD. So some of you guys that's up there in like the 2s and 3 even KDs, maybe you guys would be better at telling people what you think is better, but I feel like far as my movements go, I feel like mouse and keyboard, I guess it's probably more than likely because I'm used to it, and not having aim assist isn't that big of a deal. It doesn't affect me at all, really, not having it. But that's coming from a not so great player. Which I did only play controller for a couple hours. I could show you my stats for my controller. I think I just play on 8.0 rate sensitivity is really the only thing that I changed. Same computer, same field of view, same everything. Only difference was I switched my input. I don't have my settings all fine-tuned on mouse. I don't have it on controller. It's just, I was trying to make it as raw as possible. But you guys could tell me what you think down in the comments below, and maybe we can have some more discussion about this another time. I don't think either one really has a major benefit over the other, to be honest. Other than the fact that the aim assist tries to lock onto people through walls, and that's like just free intel. Like in Warzone, I could see that being a big issue, just because like they could be sitting in a house just moving a little, and then know if someone's about to push in through their house just because of aim assist pulling the screen a little. But if you're playing a lot of Warzone, I think you should give mouse and keyboard a try, just because there's a lot of long range fights usually, and controller really feels best at like that close range type of thing. In my opinion, with a couple games that I played on it, I felt like my close range was the best, as far as like just snapping on the people. It felt good. And having your fingers already on like your buttons, I play tactical. I forgot to mention that whenever I play controller. I used to play Cold War on tactical. So my crouch is my right thumbstick. My melee is B. It's one click to slide with tactical, and you hold down your right thumbstick to dolphin dive. On my mouse and keyboard, my keybinds, they probably aren't the best. My hands do seem to get tired, and I've been playing it for a couple years now. Since whenever Cold War was popular, is when I switched over to mouse and key from controller, keep in mind, because I sold my Xbox and I bought me a PC. And today was the first time in a while that I've actually pulled the controller back out. And it's, like I said, it's just a default controller. It ain't got nothing special done to it or anything. It's just, and it felt good. It felt, the aim assist felt like it was doing its job as far as like helping a new player. But I feel like they should do something like Siege did with their ranked matches, where they just like, after a certain level, I don't think people should be able to play with like beginner aim assist levels, because their aim should be good. Maybe like, I don't know, Prestige 1, you gotta turn down your aim assist or something, because I could see how it could be really annoying to play against with like top tier ranked play players using aim assist. It's like, I don't think you could compete with that, honestly. Like a somewhat average mouse and keyboard player, I feel like, would lose the majority of gunfights to a rather new controller player, just because the aim assist felt that sicky. A lot of my gunfights I was winning, and I was not even close to being used to the controller yet, and I felt like I shouldn't have been winning those. And locking on through smoke grenades is another thing. I kind of wish I was doing this in core, but honestly, I'm just really kind of being productive here. I'm recording a video while I'm leveling some of my guns up, trying to get my camos done. And definitely, I think the biggest thing, if you're using a lot of smoke grenades, I feel like I could lock on to you through the smoke using controller, versus where like on mouse and key, if I didn't have a live ping on you, I would just lose you. I would just be spraying and praying at that point. Like, I'm on mouse and key right now, and there's obviously no aim assist on mouse and keyboard whatsoever. I got no way to know where people are unless I see them with my own eyes. Which, coming from a man that's half blind, it's sometimes I just don't see people and I die because of it. Like if I was playing in a match where I had to play hide and seek and I was going against controller players, I'd probably be a little upset just because the aim assist would be locking, sticking on to me, and it would kind of like defeat the purpose. Is basically that's another way to look at it, I guess. But obviously, you're not going to be hiding like that most of the time in like a quick match or in Warzone or something. It's just weird. But I mean, I was doing just as good on controller, picking it up for the first time in a long time, as I am now on my mouse and key that I've been used to and play Warzone on, which I haven't played much mouse and keyboard in the new season. I mean, you can see my level. I'm not even at level 300 yet, and this is like toward the end of season 2 or 3 or whatever it is. Just been, you know, playing other games and stuff. As far as being able to just like hit pop shots, I feel like mouse and key is better, for me at least. I feel like the pros to controller is actually being able to, like, you have better aim at that close to medium range. It kind of just like helps you stay on your target more. It doesn't just aim for you. It does pull your screen. I'm not going to deny that. It 110% does pull your screen a little. But I think that mouse and keyboard really shines at those longer range gunfights, and sniping, I feel like, would be a lot better for mouse and keyboard. And like, let's say something like Warzone, for example, or if you're going to be playing ground war and you want to be getting some of your snipers done, I feel like maybe you should try out mouse and keyboard for something like that. The cons, I think, to mouse and key is I feel like it's a lot harder at that like medium range if you're up against a controller, because it feels like where there is no assistance whatsoever, and I feel like I have somewhat decent aim. I know I just made a 21-minute video dying repeatedly, basically, but I feel like it doesn't register properly most of the time. Like on controller, it feels like my shots hit it way more consistently than my mouse and key. That may just be something on my end, but that's just my personal experience from the matches you guys just watched. Alright, that's the end of the video. If y'all have read your verdict, let me know down in the comments which one you decided to go with, whether you went controller or mouse and key. Me personally, I think I'm going to keep trying out some more controller, getting back used to it again. I like both. Like I said, I'm not really biased toward either one. I mean, it's really not that deep when you really think about it. But I thought we would just have a little debate here. I mainly was just talking to myself for 21 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And before you head out of here, leave me a like and drop a sub. Thank you for watching.